Gedalia,
What's up, Chagai?
how was the conference?
Wow, it was pretty intense.
Okay.
Learned a lot.
Yeah?
Um, I'm excited for the potential that we pulled out from this conference.
Nice, nice. So just to, you know, clear out for our listeners here.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm Hagai, leading our CS at Samplead. Gedalia,
I'm
you want
the
to tell
head
us about yourself a bit?
I'm the head of go-to-market, leading everything marketing and sales.
Yeah, I heard go-to-market is all bullshit. So what's really go-to-market?
That's a tough question. I'm not sure that I would phrase it that way.
Oh, we're talking here fully blunt today. You're gonna hear us swear and shit stuff out of my mouth, but that's gonna be fun. Tell me, how's the conference? What's
Yeah, the conference was great. We showed up on Sunday. I think it was we were a bit surprised by the style. We're used to doing, different style of conferences. We're going booth to booth, and we showed up here where the people that we're looking to reach out to and target, obviously, are the people that everyone wants to speak to, which is a challenge within itself. It's a different type of hustle that we're not used to yet. We haven't done this kind of style yet.
yeah.
With that said, a lot of the content was super relevant for us, and we met a lot of great people.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the conference here was just the whole structure is different. Like the booths are just vendors. They're not booths of the people coming here. The company, like the companies are coming to listen. It's like people came to learn.
Absolutely.
They came to sessions. They came to learn. They came to meet with other marketers, like open up laptops, study, hear like good like pointers, and also like a lot of the sessions were really like hands-on. They gave tips.
Absolutely.
We just came out like Brandon, right? He was talking about like that thing with volunteering at RSA and Black Hat. Then you get like free tickets to come and much cheaper. Like
I think
stuff like that.
it's really interesting that you're catching the CMOs, heads of marketing, people who are usually on their feet, running and going, constantly attacking the quota or the goals, and you're finding them sort of in a subtle 3 days where they're coming to learn. They're not stressed. You're sort of catching them in a really interesting environment as well.
Yeah.
Where if you're able to tap in and create a real conversation and a real relationship with the person that you're looking to speak to,
Yeah.
you can absolutely turn that into a follow-up lead and a follow-up conversation.
Yeah. Which was pretty tough for us.
It was very tough.
I mean, these people are walking around. They're like, I got to reach this session. I got to reach that session. And we're like outside trying to like grab 60 seconds of their time. And they're like, they don't want us to even sell to them. So we had to like hustle and even be somewhat creative.
Yeah. I think the first day we were here took us by surprise. And we decided that we needed to do something incredibly different.
Yeah.
Think of something wacky.
Yeah. The first day was tough. It was
first
like,
day was really tough.
It was like, what the fuck's going on here? We're like used to meeting trillions of people every day, walking like 30,000 steps a day.
It's true. Wow,
Yeah.
those AWS conferences are
Yeah.
RSA Black Hat conferences. So yeah, so we had to brainstorm. We went back to our room for an hour,
Yeah.
threw ideas at the wall,
Watched a nice Austin sunset.
Austin sunset, and we came up with a pretty wacky idea to make a lemonade stand, a pop-up lemonade stand outside of one of the meeting rooms.
Yeah.
We went to Whole Foods, which was around the block. We picked up some lemonade. We
Yeah.
picked up a big piece of like paper.
Yeah.
A guy over here knows how to draw really well. We wrote pop-up lemonade.
From Scouts.
We bought cups. We bought what else did we buy?
But what a map. What was it?
We bought a tablecloth.
Yeah, tablecloth, cups, lemonade,
Yeah.
crayons.
We
What was it like? How do you call that? Like a big piece of paper, like that you draw on.
Yeah,
like
whatever. A big piece of paper, a big sign. We wrote pop-up lemonade on it. The next day, we found an event. That event had to do an event. We found a speaking
Yeah,
session
yeah,
that had
the
to
session.
do with AI, go-to-market, things that are relevant to what Samplead is trying to do.
Yeah, we knew our personas are going to be in there. Like
Exactly.
it was at the right moment.
And we set up shop really quickly. We poured the lemonade into the cups. We had these lemons that we could talk about in a second.
Yeah.
And we just started to offer people lemonade and lemons, and people loved it.
Loved it.
And it created a lot of traction. We heard a lot of people saying that they loved the idea. It was sort of off the beaten path.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got to say that also, like, to our listeners, and also if you're watching this, so you can see us playing with the lemons around here. I don't know if you're watching this on like Spotify or whatever, but the thing with selfies is also like enormous. Like when you take a selfie with someone, like let's take a selfie with that lemon. It's like the making it like very like smooth. It's all chill. We're not salesy, no pitchy, which also we'll talk about in a second, like how also our product is like the whole thing is around non-salesy, but the selfie, when you reach out to that person afterwards and send them a selfie like, hey, we met at a lemonade stand, or even reinvent just a selfie with that person, it's like very personal.
So the interesting thing, right? Yeah, we could also do that before that. The interesting thing is that you go to these conferences, people are really excited. They're happy to talk. They're happy to meet. They're in the relaxed mode. And what really counts is following up after the conference. And so what we found that really works for us is coming out with something that's interesting. We're pulling it out of our pockets. We're offering them something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Everyone has swag, but people don't just walk up to you in the middle of nowhere and offer you a piece of swag while they're walking on the floor on the way to a session.
Yeah.
Take a selfie with that person, and it gives you some kind of a hook.
Yeah.
Afterwards, it reminds them of the conversation potentially that they had, and sets you up for a good follow-up conversation the next time with a good icebreaker.
Yeah. You also said something beforehand, like at lunch, about the what you call that, the guy from Gong talking about. What was it?
Right, so
how'd you call that?
Courageous marketing.
Yeah.
Udi from Gong. He's their.
What's that?
He was their CMO. He came out with this book where he talks about how it's very easy for marketers to sort of do what everyone does. Right. This is what everybody's doing, and so I'm just going to copy and do exactly what everybody does.
Okay.
And he talks in his book about a couple of cases, brilliant cases, where he had to make Gong seem bigger than it was. He had to do things to gain real traction. And I think we tried to implement that with this idea with the lemonade stand, where everyone's the other vendors are sitting at their booths, kind of just waiting for people to come, and we just went and set up shop right outside where the session was happening. We did it subtly. We weren't noisy.
Yeah.
And as people were heading in and out of a session, we offered them a drink because you're thirsty, because you just had lunch, and maybe you rushed to maybe you were rushing to the event. It gave people a second to stop, say, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
So there was a surprise element that caught them off guard. Lemonade, who doesn't like lemonade unless you're like not so into sugar anymore?
Yeah.
And even if they didn't like the lemonade or didn't want the lemonade, you could still appreciate the fact that you didn't just stop them and try to sell them something. You stopped them and offered them a drink.
Yeah.
And
it was. I agree. I mean, it was like a funny idea, a good idea, and I think like the catch was just like spot on what we needed to like just. Also, like this event is like this conference is about 4 days.
Yeah.
And so meeting like 500 to 600 people in 4 days, but they're in sessions. So you really have to make good connections here. And I definitely feel like we made some good connections. Like we met good people, marketing leaders that we can definitely like stay in contact with, see them at RSA, see them at Black Hat, see them next year here. Like,
I think that also, like you said, in the end of the day, when you're trying to sell anything to anyone, it's about building a relationship with that person.
Yeah.
Especially in cyber where sales cycles are long. That's also the mode that these companies are in.
Yeah.
And so building these relationships, grabbing a drink with them, sitting with them at lunch and talking to them not about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And just saying, nice to meet you, nice to speak to you.
Yeah, where are you
and
from?
and letting them walk away and not asking them to connect on LinkedIn and not bombarding them with all kinds of things that we think, okay, I have to catch up to him. No, because now I set the stage where I met the person that I think that I know that he's a potential lead or she's a potential lead, and it's okay. And at RSA in 3 months, I'm going to walk by their booth, and we had lunch together, and it was a memorable enough conversation. I can reference that. It's in my notes. It's in my HubSpot. I know who to speak to. I know who to reach out to. Yeah. And so there's an element here of, when you're doing these enterprise sales, you have to be very, very calm, and you can't rush to try and just, okay, I'm going to book the meeting as fast as possible. Yeah. There's a relationship that you need to nurture. You have to be on top of. Yeah. And it's, part of doing that is also being extremely patient. Yeah. And that's something that we like. I'm not selling Samplead here, but just like really explaining like how we see this. This is something that we are trying to build in the product. Mm-hmm. Like really gaining that trust and relationship at the first message, reaching out via LinkedIn, like finding those, we talked about today, like is it trigger based? Is it adaptive? It's like both. So it's sending out someone a message saying, hey, I heard you on a podcast, or hey, like, how's your family? I saw there's a fire in LA, or something like that, like really on a personalized level. And then from there, start building the relationship, and the sell point will just come along. Like the call that you want to book, it will just come along. It'll be much more also like authentic, and even from the sales guy point of view, it will feel more comfortable. I think that one of the very interesting things that we learned at Samplead a little while back was people tend to judge sales tech tools based on, okay, how many meetings do I have booked in my calendar? That's basically become the go-to stat. Okay. Are the meetings booked on my calendar or not? And that stat is totally understandable, but it misses the main goal of long-term enterprise sales, which is it's not about getting the CISO on a meeting tomorrow. It's about piquing his interest and inviting him to a dinner, and then he shows up at your booth, and then your CEO bumps into him next to the elevator and says hello. It's a slow process that eventually leads to the meeting that you want booked. Yeah. And so we like to talk about the value that we bring a little bit differently than just solely okay, you're going to get this number of meetings, and so if you don't get this number of meetings, then we're missing the goal here. Yeah. There's a much more interesting and deeper level to that's why we're here. Exactly. Like in cyber marketing, we're not at a like SaaSter or something like that. We're here because we, and I'd like to hear your perspective on it as like leading our go to market, but like we're here because we see in marketing the strong way to leverage Samplead, and in general, not even Samplead, like leveraging any way of your executive accounts to whether it's to gain that relationship, to book meetings, to bring someone to your booth, to bring someone to your events, your dinners you're hosting, the basketball tickets you're buying for CISO, stuff like that. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So I actually spoke here at this event yesterday. Okay. And one of the main points, you had a keynote, I spoke here at the event, on one of these stages here. They did a beautiful job, and one of the things that I spoke about, or the main point that I spoke about, is that people look at AI and say, okay, how can I do what I'm currently doing faster, better, stronger, as opposed to how can I implement AI to do things that I couldn't do beforehand? How am I going to leverage this incredible power to enable me to add a new channel of outreach? And one of the things that our customers do, or one of our main selling points with Samplead, is enabling marketing teams to leverage their executive profiles and leverage the most interesting personas in their organization to do outreach on their behalf, to nurture relationships on their behalf. And so if you, as the marketing lead at a cyber company or at any company, you host a dinner, you plan it for weeks, you put significant money down from your budget, and then you're reliant on other people in your organization, the sales team or others, to go and invite the people and get them to show up. Yeah. You should be in full control of the invitations, especially when you're doing a CISO dinner in the middle of Austin, in the middle, or whenever it is, or in the middle of anywhere. Imagine the difference with the invitation coming from the CEO of your company or the CTO of your company, the person who has built the relationship and was nurturing the relationship, as opposed to your junior sales rep.
Yeah.
And this is a powerful tool, by the way, that can also be used by senior AEs who are also understand the value of building a relationship.
Yeah.
That's why we try to say like executive-led outreach, right?
Yeah.
It's not just the founders of the organization.
Yeah.
It's the people who your prospects actually want to hear from. That's the relationship that we're looking to leverage. Yeah. And we've seen great success.
Yeah. And you're saying this like off like Samplead in any way. If you're a marketing leader, demand gen, field marketing, like anywhere there, leverage your executive's account. If you're not doing that, you're just falling behind.
Absolutely.
Like, use your executive accounts, leverage that, like exactly like you said.
I think that Samplead. First of all, I think that if you're trying to sell a tool and not an idea, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
We're selling an idea. Yes, we make it much easier and much simpler for marketing teams to leverage
obviously
their executive profiles. That's absolutely something that we do. With that said, Samplead aside, you should still be doing that on your own as to the best of your ability. Naturally, executives on all the levels, they don't have the time, the will, or the ability. They don't have the time, the ability, or the will to really do this, right? They have other things going on, other more important things that they want to do and focus on.
Actually, I want to interrupt and ask, like, and this is a question we've had here a lot. It's on like the how do I know that what Samplead is sending out, the CEO's profile, he's got thousands of followers or connections, other C-levels, other executives. It's their reputation, it's their profiles. You want to feel comfortable with what like your team is sending out.
Absolutely.
So how do we make sure that that's anyway? It's like So I think question was asked around.
Naturally, there are a lot of concerns about handing off your persona and your brand to your sales team, and so I think that specifically you want to find a really strong person within the organization who's going to manage the profiles. With that said, Samplead does it in a way that gives the trust is baked into the product. What does that mean? First of all, you always stay fully in control of what's being sent, of the messages. You can tweak them, you can edit them as however you like. So nothing is sent without you actually approving and sending. So this isn't an AI automation tool that's spamming on your behalf. That's the first point. The second point is also, if you're a CEO, for example, whose profile is being leveraged, or an executive whose profile is being leveraged, you want to make sure that you're not just spamming people the way your junior sales rep team is doing the same thing, follow-up emails and blasting them. You have a name to maintain. And part of building relationships is also making sure that you're reaching out to the right person at the right time for the right reason.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that's the heart and soul of our technology. We do one type of outreach. We call it trigger-based outreach.
Yeah.
That means we only reach out to people when we find a good reason to reach out to them. We find things from podcasts, articles, Reddit, Twitter,
GitHub.
wherever it is. And we could also build custom triggers that what we call.
Yeah.
The interesting point here being that everyone's reaching out with what they call personalization or commoditized data layers from big name data providers.
Hey,
that we don't
saw your new job. Okay, everyone's changing jobs. I know you got this from ZoomInfo or whatever.
Big data providers. Everyone's using the exact same commoditized data layer, and so you have to find a rare piece of data with an insight. It's not enough anymore to reference that the thing happened. You have to say or go deeper, one step deeper. Reference a specific insight, something that was said on the podcast, something that was said on the article, to go way beyond that basic piece of content.
Totally agree, and I think like that's where we're heading. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to talk about that in a few, about like where the future of like trigger-based, adaptive, outbound, leveraging AI, personalization, not spraying and praying, not spamming, like all those. We're going to talk about that, like how should teams leverage that in the future.